Good morning. We are back with Cooking with Carmel. I am Stephanie and I have a new guest joining me today. You're not Elizabeth.
No, I'm not.
This is Brad. For those of you, it's been a while since you've been on the show with us. I think.
Yeah, it's my second time.
Second time. We don't bring him out very often.
Yeah, they keep me in the closet.
Yeah, but we're making one of his favorite dishes today.
This is a good one, for sure, yeah.
So, anyway, Elizabeth was not feeling well today, so I lured Brad into helping me in the kitchen. Usually I'm trying to kick him out of my kitchen, but today I'm like, I need your help.
So what are we doing today?
We are making a Skillet Brookie, a chocolate chip Brookie. So it's going to be made and baked in a cast iron skillet, and it's going to have a brownie base with a chocolate chip cookie top. So you're going to get the best of my two favorite desserts, a brownie and a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah, I had no idea when I went in the kitchen. I saw the chocolate chip cookie and I thought, oh, it's my favorite. And then I stole a bite and it had the brownie on the bottom. Those are pretty good stuff.
That's really good stuff, yeah.
Really good
and
stuff.
It makes it even better when we top it with vanilla ice cream and our salted and chocolate caramel sauce.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started. For the brownie, I've got my little cheat sheet here because if you look at my counter over here, if you can see it all, it basically has duplicates of every ingredient because they're very similar ingredients that go into both making the brownie and making the cookie. So I want to make sure I'm not grabbing the wrong bowl. So I have my little cheat sheet here. But anyway, in your bowl, you're going to put in 1/3 cup of melted butter. And along with that, it's a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of just regular white sugar. And we're just gonna mix that in together and get the butter incorporated in with the sugars.
That's pretty good to eat just like that, isn't
I know, this is the part my kids would come in and start stealing a bite. They're like brown sugar fiends. Okay, so that's all incorporated, and into the bowl I'm now going to add 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I use a really dark chocolate Dutch processed cocoa powder for most of my baking, but you can get regular, I think Hershey's Dark or Ghirardelli or whatever they sell at the grocery store will make it nice and good too, but typically brownies use a darker cocoa powder. Okay, so now that that's all incorporated,
Wow, that smells good too.
I know it already does, doesn't it? I'm gonna add in 1 egg. And put that over there and wipe my hands off and give that a good stir. And along with that, I'm gonna add in my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It's about a teaspoon. That's how we measure vanilla at our house. And I'm gonna stir that up really well. And good thing about making brownies is really this homemade brownie mix is not much, doesn't take much longer than a boxed brownie mix.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. You made this from scratch. You didn't use a box.
I didn't use a box. Okay, and now in goes a 1/4 cup of just white flour, and I'm gonna put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Nope, that's baking powder, that one not. Wrong flavor. There we go. Gotta watch me like a hawk, man. Okay. So now I'm gonna give it the final stir, get it all incorporated, and it's gonna get that really thick batter that brownies are known for. And literally, like, this took less than 5 minutes to put together, so it's pretty darn simple.
I think you need to make a batch of just brownies now that I'm watching this.
You know, it tastes good.
Yeah.
The best part is eating the bowl when we're done. My dad would be so excited to do that. I'm gonna set this aside. So a few weeks ago, I talked to you guys about my new favorite thing that I found on the internet. It's called Goop, and it is you would use it to grease your pans with. So it is, the recipe, I think it calls for equal parts of flour, shortening, and vegetable oil. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, so you made this?
Yeah, there was a recipe. I remember that chocolate bun cake I made. So on that same website, she had a recipe for this thing called Goop, and I'm like, ooh, what's Goop? I want to know what Goop is. So I went on and I looked at her recipe and she said this is her foolproof non-stick, instead of using like a spray, an aerosol spray, she puts this on all of her pans and it like works like magic and it releases perfectly every time.
So where can they find it?
You can make it.
I know, but how do they get the recipe?
It was, I will link it at the end of this page because it was in a couple weeks ago's live that we did. I think we did the link to it. So I will find it and I will link it again at the end of this video. But yeah, okay, so we just have that all coated, which means you won't get really stickiness to the bottom. It makes cleanup really, really nice. Okay, so now that this is all gooped up, we are going to pour in our first layer of our Brookie into, let's just do this, so it's easier.
Take your spatula.
You don't like it?
Yeah. Why not?
Kids will be so jealous.
Oh wow, that's good.
Is it good? Yeah.
That is way better than the box stuff.
I think
for sure.
so.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that artificial aftertaste that you get sometimes with the
that's really good.
box brownie mix. I can't take credit for it. This recipe I found on a website called Cafe Delights. But I thought,
Got it all over me.
you're a mess. There you go. I have three.
Thanks.
I have
Three kids.
No, I have four.
4 kids.
I have
yeah.
4 kids. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this into an even layer on the bottom of the pan. So what's your favorite?
That would be good just on ice cream, just like that.
Just the batter?
Just the batter.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Use pasteurized eggs, so you don't have to worry about getting sick.
No, I don't know about that. Anyway.
We don't pay attention to that in our house. We just eat it all. This helps build up our immune system. All right. What's your favorite part about working at Carmel Kitchen?
You're the best boss in the whole world.
I shouldn't have asked you that
It
question.
has been a journey. It has been a journey for sure, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else. It's the best.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah. We've had our moments of, I quit. You can't quit. I fired you.
I've been fired multiple times.
I've quit multiple times. Here we are, still in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And then we're going to move on to making our cookie layer. And I told you about this little trick a couple weeks ago. I have a damp paper towel that I stick my bowl on, and it just keeps it from moving around when you're working on your countertop. So that's what that's there for. Okay, so moving right along, we are going to start on I'm going to flip this over to my cookie side. We have a 1/4 cup of softened butter and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of white sugar. And now I'm going to use my mixer and get this all nice and fluffy. So it's going to be loud just for a minute here.
Is this a good time to tell them about how to store the product?
This is a great time for that. Yep, you can.
Yep.
This is perfect.
So the number one question we get when we're at shows and events is, how do I keep my caramel? And the best way to keep it at home is upside down on the counter. You don't need to put it in the fridge. You may see some natural separation, and that's totally normal. A great way to reincorporate that separation is just put it in a hot water bath and shake it up, and you're good to go. The best thing to remember though in the summertime is if you can keep it out of the sun, it definitely helps. There's nothing wrong with being in the sun for a little bit. It'll, I guess, make it a lot less
really
thick.
liquidy.
Yeah, really
it'll be
liquidy.
really runny, really
Yeah.
thin.
But it thickens right back up, and it's not a problem. We've had people that have found it in their cupboard 3 years later and called us and said, "Is it still safe to eat?" You tell them to open it up and try it, and if it tastes good, it's good to go. Yeah,
I actually had someone just 2 weeks ago said we found this in the back of our pantry. We forgot we had it, and we opened it up. It tastes good. It looks
How
good.
many years had it
was
been?
like 3 years.
Yeah,
and
it's
we're
a long
like,
time.
it's
Yeah.
you're good. I All right, so I've got that mostly incorporated. I'm gonna now add my 1 egg to my batter.
And the other thing about keeping it on its top, it keeps the air off of the caramel that you're gonna have next and keeps it fresh. It's the air that makes it not taste fresh anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we found.
Less fresh.
Yeah, less fresh.
1 teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah, so we always recommend once you've opened it to store it on its cap.
Yeah. We were gonna put the labels on upside down, but it just didn't seem to, got knocked over on the shelves in the store and just didn't work. So
we tried.
maybe one day we'll have a new bottle design, but this is a pretty darn good one.
It's a nice squeeze bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go one more time. Get this all incorporated. And this week we will be at the Liberty Lake Farmers Market. Last week was opening week and it was amazing. There was people everywhere and
People are loving to get out.
oh my goodness,
Time
it was
to get out of the
beautiful
house.
here and I got some tomato plants and we got mint and cilantro and all kinds of yummy veggies and stuff to put in the garden. So that was a lot of fun to get the fresh vegetables. We got 4 different types of heirloom tomatoes, so I'm excited about that. Trying to figure out how caramel can go in tomatoes. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Maybe I would eat a tomato then.
Maybe you would eat a tomato. And then we are also at Thursday's Perry Street Market, the Thursday evening market in South Hill, Spokane. So that's up and running. This will be a 3rd week this weekend, so or this Thursday. So we'd love to see you out there. And then we'll be at the Silver Lake Mall in Coeur d'Alene every Saturday for their new community market. So that is where we've been housed for the last 5 years, but we are no longer have our manufacturing there. We're moving it to a different manufacturing facility that no longer has a storefront, but you can still come every Saturday and get caramel from us at the mall.
Yep, yep. We'll be talking more about where we're moving. We're really excited. We're going to be working with co-packer, which is going to allow us to grow and be in more stores and get more distribution out. So we are excited about our next next growth step for Caramel Kitchen.
It's a pretty big step for us, so we're super excited. Okay, so in went, oh sorry, I'm just cooking like I'm at home. 2/3 cup flour, and I've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt. So I'm just gonna add that to my bowl and keep mixing for the last time. This time it has to be noisy. Start slow, otherwise it'll be poof. I've done that before. A time or two. And I want to tell you guys that we are partnering with Bees Rubs, if you haven't checked them out, and some other awesome specialty food vendors that we're putting together a massive Memorial Day giveaway. So that's going to be launching on Friday. So be watching for us making announcements on how you can enter and win. But talking to some of the people, there's some pretty amazing stuff that is going to be up for grabs for this pretty fun giveaway. Yeah. Perfect for barbecue season.
Yeah, no, Bees Rubs they're our favorite. They make great chicken and steak and fish rubs.
They do. And vegetables and everything. They do it all. And good people.
So this is our cookie dough?
This is the cookie dough, and this is where I'm going to be, you know me, all of my willpower not to just lick these live on TV.
I will test and make sure they taste good like the last one.
Okay, thank you. You're doing my favorite part right there. Okay, and so the recipe calls for 1/3 cup of chocolate chips and divided. So I'm going to put half of them in now, and I'm going to wait to sprinkle the other half on top once it's in the bowl. So just take my spatula and just incorporate those in.
You can really taste the vanilla. It's really good.
No, I love it when it's got vanilla.
Yep.
Never too much vanilla.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to move our pan over here. And I'm going to take a cookie scoop and I'm going to start dropping globs of cookie dough onto the top of our brownie. And as it cooks, you know, kind of smush it down just a little bit just to kind of flatten it out. But as it cooks, it's gonna melt down and...
Let me see that.
I'll show them in the...
Oh, okay. I was gonna...
one more just to get the last of the goodness out of the bowl. There's a lot of cookie dough left in there.
Yeah, there is.
So I'm gonna leave that in the bowl. Okay, so just kind of sprinkle, push that down in there too.
That looks good.
I just eat that right now with a spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to take the rest of our chocolate chips and we're just going to sprinkle them around the top of, kind of just press them down a little bit so they...
You just want to get more on your fingers so you can lick it.
I do. It's like, oh, the temptation is real. Okay, so this is ready to go in the oven. We're going to cook it at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes, just depending on how your oven cooks. You want the edges to be nice and golden brown and starting to pull away from the edge of the pan a little bit. So I'm going to put this in and I'm going to grab the one that's already in the oven.
Oh, or what to put it on cards. We just got a whole bunch more in. So we've got those that we can send out. These are inside of our gift boxes on the bottom. So when you go to the website and you order gift boxes, these are included in all the gift boxes, and it has all the different ideas on the back that you can use with all of our different flavors. We hear that a lot. What do I put it on? One of the great things that you want to remember is you can use the bourbon is really good on ham, and salmon is really good, especially grilling in the summer. So don't just think desserts. You can definitely be creative with the caramel too.
The chipotle I like to use when I'm grilling vegetables.
Yeah, it's really good on corn on the cob.
Yeah.
As a substitute for butter, just a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit goes a long way. It's really good.
It brings out the sweetness of the corn, so it's really good combination. Okay, so.
You can't even see
You can't even, you can barely see stuff. Funny story. This is what it looks like when you bring it out of the oven. You'll see that you've got some of the brownie around the edges poking through the cookie. But I made this last night, and...
Well, it's actually not your fault, it's my fault. I was helping her get ready, and she had everything in a bag, and I set it by the door. And we came around the corner, and our little dog Bodie was taking a bite. You can see right there.
You can see right there. He face planted right there.
He stuck his head right in the bag. So.
I'm like, no! I didn't know at the time how much he had eaten. And I was thankful that it was just the bite off the top. And I'm like, okay, we're just going to stick this back in the oven. They'll never know. So it came out pretty good.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks
All
great.
things considered, it was like, oh. So we might pay for that later with his tummy, so.
Yeah, that's right. He's gonna have an upset tummy.
He might. Okay, so we're gonna grab our vanilla ice cream and we'll show you how we
Get
put
that
it all
for you?
together. Yeah, sure. And then Brad's favorite part is actually eating it. That's fine. Let's see, what do I want to slice? No, I'm trying to make a scoop out there.
You want me to scoop it for you?
Sure, I'm gonna just cut the cookie dough out though. That's what I was trying to get or the Brookie. So it's super piping hot right now. You might want to, if you're making this at home, let it set up for a little bit because the cookie dough is still pretty, no, don't touch that, that's hot.
It probably needs to set up for a bit.
It does need to set up for just a minute, but we'll,
Do you have a little spatula?
yeah, we'll get a spatula. Be right back.
What else should we talk about, hon? What do we need to tell them?
If they want our weekly recipes, yeah. Weekly recipes, you go on our website, sign up for our What to Make Mondays. You'll get this recipe on Mondays, and then we make it live on Tuesdays. Also, we give out caramel every single week for reviews, so get your reviews in. We, you can leave them on our website, on Google, or on our website, or on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can leave a review for all the flavors, and then you get that many entries. So it's an entry per review. So don't be shy with your reviews. It really helps people who don't know about us, who are finding us, to just shop with confidence. Okay, so it didn't come out all together. We get a little bit more. It's not gonna look pretty, you guys, but it's gonna taste amazing because I left the brownie on the bottom. Okay, so what I would do at home, you can either serve this family style and you can stick it on your
Can I use this to get the ice cream up?
Yeah.
You just do the ice cream right there?
Yeah, just do it right. Pop it on there.
Boom.
No, this is how Brad rolls.
Yeah, that's how I would do it.
And then we're just gonna do a little drizzle of our chocolate caramel sauce and an additional drizzle of our salted caramel sauce. And I tell you what, the little caramel just brings it all together in the chocolate, because you've got the caramely notes of the cookie with the dark chocolate of the brownie, and it's
so good.
Totally. So if you can see that, it's a little melty right now, but it is amazing.
Yeah, good stuff.
There you go. That's what we got for you today.
And Elizabeth, we're missing you. Hope you're feeling better.
I know, she's...
I'll have to do the hard part and eat this for you.
I know. Bummer, he picked the right day to come, his favorite dessert. So, okay, thank you again for watching us. Oh, we haven't done our drawing yet. Oh. And Carolyn Taylor left us an amazing review this week. She said, and we are demonstrating here, this is the best ice cream topping ever. And Carolyn, I agree.
Yeah?
It is. Oops, I'll let you draw.
Okay.
Don't look.
I didn't. They're upside down. I don't have my glasses.
Oh.
Karen
Bakazi. Elizabeth and I laugh because we always pick out the names that are. Karen, you won a free bottle of caramel sauce. We will be contacting you, and you can pick out what flavor you want. So you guys even get to choose the flavor that you guys want.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
Karen.
thank you so much for leaving us a review, you guys. It means a ton to us that you would take your time to help us promote Caramel Kitchen.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you here next week.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you. Bye. Here.